Welcome back, gamers, to Super's YouTube channel for all things gaming. Let's get into it. In a previous video, we had just gone over the acquisition of Sony and Bungie. We talked about the repercussions on the gaming market of what this could mean going forward. Today, we are going over new developments that have come out of this acquisition. Sony's plan to have 10 live service games on the market by 2026 with Bungie's help. This news comes as a surprise to most Sony fans because Sony is most known for its amazing single player games. But one thing we can be sure of is that when Sony wants to make 10 live service games with Bungie's help, that means Sony definitely has the right plan in their minds. Moving forward with these acquisition wars, as we may call it, there are so many things that could now go in Sony's favor. Will Sony pick up Capcom? Because if they do, live service games like Monster Hunter can come out, which would be amazing. But that's not the only thing that Sony can have up their sleeves, because Capcom also has other games like Lost Planet that we haven't seen since the PS3 era. We have Dragon's Dogma. We have Street Fighter. There used to be X-Men versus Street Fighter. Now we could see more than X-Men versus Street Fighter because of Sony's connections with Disney. Moving forward, I bet you Sony's got some crazy stuff up their sleeves that we are just waiting to see. Moving on, what if Sony picked up Square Enix? What could that bring to Sony's fan base? Well, let's talk about that a minute. If they bought Square Enix and they wanted to create a live service game with Square Enix, they already have Final Fantasy XIV and Final Fantasy XI showing them what they could do with it. They could keep Final Fantasy XIV as pay to play, bring back Final Fantasy XI, and make that the new live service game that everybody could play with a subscription service. Just think about that for a little bit and what that really means. And don't let me fool you. When I say Final Fantasy XI subscription service, I mean just your PSN subscription, not the game itself. That's not all that Sony could benefit from the Square Enix acquisition, though. With it would come every Final Fantasy game that they have. They can remake all of the Final Fantasies starting from 1. They can remake tons of other games. Think about all the Final Fantasy GP games, Dragon Quest games, Romancing Saga games. There's the Nier games, Just Cause, Kingdom Hearts that come with it. It's massive. Square Enix is massive. That we already know that Chrono Cross is being remade. We already know that Forspoken's being made. Square Enix is already making Disney games like Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers. This acquisition just makes sense. Along with all these games is also Konami. Konami owns the rights to Metal Gear Solid, which is one of the breakout games and hits of the original PlayStation back in, I believe, 97. What could they do with a live service Metal Gear game? Just use your imagination a little bit on what could be done with that. But not only that, there's also Zone of the Enders, there's Suikoden, there's Castlevania. There is a lot of games under Konami that would benefit from being under Sony and the possibilities of what they can do with them. I mean, if you think about all of the secrecy and all of the rumors that was going on behind Silent Hill, what if Silent Hill was one of Sony's plans to go live service? Would that be one of the first live service horror games for a console? That would be nuts. But then we get into From Software. From Software is the maker of all the Dark Souls games. Dark Souls, Demon Souls. There's a lot of those games that have been out on PlayStation. But they also have the Armored Core series. And quite frankly, the Armored Core series is probably one of the best series that can go live service. It's got many things to it that look like it should have been live service from the beginning that would turn a lot of people off when playing it. Just that plan If that is Sony's plan, is going to be crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on this subject. If you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe and hit me up again. Thank you.